So you may have heard of a company called Sanity. They basically changed the game in the CMS space. Well, they just released their MCP and it's pretty damn powerful and I think we should talk about it. Let's dive into it. What's going on, guys? Sunny here. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, I teach you how to code with AI the right way. Today we'll explore how you can build something like this. Now here we have a complete modern looking, fully functional website. And the really cool part is that all of the content that you see right here, including the menu items and everything in between, is being populated by Sanity's CMS backend. So I'm going to show you how you can generate all of this from a couple of prompts. But whoa, Sunny, everyone keeps saying MCP. What is that? What does that mean? So some of your favorite AI tools right now, Cursor, Claude Code, they're smart, but essentially think of them being stuck in a box. They can read your files, run terminal commands, and search the web, but pretty much that's it. They have no idea who Sanity is, or Notion, or your company's database for that matter. An MCP server essentially breaks it out of that box. Now here's how it works. You install a small program on your machine, the Sanity MCP server. When it starts up, it does two things. It's gonna log into Sanity with your credentials, and it tells Cursor or Claude Code, hey, here's a list of the things that I can do. So if we look inside of Cursor ourselves, we can see an MCP server, and we can see that it's a list of a menu of tools. Basically, we can query documents, create a release, publish content, and do so much more from here. Each tool has a name and description of its own, and we can enable and disable each tool like so. And that's the magic. You can plug into any MCP server, Sanity, GitHub, Slack, a database, and suddenly Cursor, Claude Code, whatever you want to use, knows how to talk to that service. So now that you know how it works, let's dive into a demo and let me show you how powerful the Sanity MCP server can be. So let's dive straight into it. We're on the Sanity website, and it's worth mentioning that this actually works on all major IDEs and interfaces. So you can go to their docs and you can see we've got the installation instructions here. So it will work on Claude Code, Cursor, VS Code, Lovable, V0. So it really depends on however you want to address your coding situation. You can go ahead and plug in Sanity's MCP super easily. So step one, you could either use a CLI. So if you're using PNPM like me, you can do it like this. Claude Code, you simply just run that command. And for Cursor, it's the easiest. You simply go ahead and click this button, open Cursor, and it's going to pull open Cursor and ask you to install it. Now, once you've installed it, there will be a little tab that will pop up saying that you need to authenticate. You click that, and then you just basically log into Sanity, and then it's authenticated that so it can talk on your behalf to the servers over at Sanity. So once that's all done, you should have a green tick next to your Sanity, or if you're using Claude Code, you can just do /MCP, and you should be able to see the list of MCPs with Sanity's one enabled. So let's set our target. We're gonna build a high-end restaurant that looks just like this, right? So in this case, it's beautifully done it, really nice UI. And this is something which you could genuinely give to a restaurant. They'll be pretty happy with it. It's done a lot of good programming practices. You can see everything looks pretty great. But how do we go ahead and get this working, not just as a front end, but something that we can actually hand over to them, and then they can go ahead and update things such as, the menu items, because every single time they want to make a change here, you don't want them to run back to you and say, hey, can you update the code to change the menu item in case it might not be available? So this is where Sanity comes in clutch. They effectively handle all of the things on the content side. Not only are they live by default, so if we update things on the back end, they go ahead and get updated on the front end immediately. We don't have to ask users to refresh, which could be really important in case someone wanted to order their favorite steak and it wasn't available. But they have a bunch of other useful things, including a bunch of AI new features that are on the way. So one of my favorite things about Sanity is Sanity Studio. I think it's really awesome. Honestly, it's very quick to set up. And again, you don't actually need to know how to set this up after today's tutorial because I'll make it super easy. But you can go ahead and see, like here we have a bunch of the informational bits on the site. So we have the headline, tagline, the image, and this is all getting pulled through in real time, right? So let's say we want to make a change here. We want to get rid of a few things, right? So in this case, now we're in draft state, so we can't see it live. But if we were to publish this, I'm not going to hit refresh. It's live by default with Sanity. So that will go ahead and actually re-render on the actual website where it actually revalidates the cache and then it just updates the page. And that will happen immediately on production, which is really awesome. Now, we actually have everything inside of here controlled by Sanity. So even all of the individual menu items that you saw earlier, all of these are being pulled through. So let's say we want to update one of the items on the page, like burrata and heirloom mushrooms. We can go here, scroll down and head over to gluten-free. And let's just say suddenly it wasn't gluten-free anymore. Go ahead and publish. And now on the actual website, it will go ahead and get updated. There's no need to get a developer involved or whatsoever. So this is the benefit of using a platform like Sanity behind the scenes. You effectively have, a fully functional website and then the actual product team or someone non-technical can go to the backend and update things if they ever need to. You can then leave, get paid for your work, and move on to the next one. So to get things started, I'm just going to spin up a basic Next.js app. Then you can use Claude Code or Cursor. In this case, I'm going to use Cursor. Again, there's also so many others. There's V0, there's VS Code with an extension. Whatever your favorite is, you feel free to use that. The next step, which we explained earlier, was to install the MCP. So in this case, we've already installed it. You can just go to your settings, Cursor settings, down to Tools and MCP. And then right there, you should be able to see if you installed it or not. So in this case, we have one installed. I'm just going to disable my convex one for now. And this is where the real fun begins. So what I want you to do is click this drop down and we can go into agent mode or plan mode. We want to actually go into plan mode before we start. Plan mode allows LLMs to create a more detailed plan, and it's much, much better, the output, if you have a plan first. This applies to whether you're using Claude Code, Cursor, or anything else for that matter, right? So in this case, we're just going to go ahead and give it something here. So in this case, I'm just going to use Super Whisper. Create me a high-end restaurant website. I want the entire backend to be built with Sanity. I want lots of dummy items on the menu, for example, steak, different drinks, and so forth. And I want to be able to customize certain elements on the page, such as the header, the hero banner, as well as things like the contact information. If you're wondering what tool I just used, it's Super Whisper. You can simply use code SUNNY over on their site and get a little discount. Go check it out. So here we have a nice plan, and notice how I haven't said how to use Sanity here because it's already got access to an MCP server, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and execute that. And I'm using Opus 4.5. I am on max mode. I would recommend if you're going to vibe code, you can try and use something like Sonnet 4.5 at the bare minimum. After that, it does get a little fuzzy, but you can try for yourself, right? So in this case, you can actually see for yourself that it's starting to run some of these tools, get sanity rules, list sanity rules, and so forth. And the reason why it was able to do that, and for you, it may actually prompt you to allow it to do that. I have it on automatically run all of these things, but for you, it may be a case of you just have to go ahead and click on accept or run all. And it's able to do that because of the MCP. These are simply just tools that were brought in from the MCP server we added earlier. So let's go ahead and answer a couple of the questions. Would you like to create a new Sanity project? Yep, let's create a new Sanity project. Where should the Sanity Studio live in? We're going to keep it at the /studio and hit continue. Let it build a plan and we'll be back in a sec. Okay, great. So we have our plan. Let's have a look. We've got a high-end restaurant website with Sanity CMS. We've got the architecture, /studio, the home route, site setting, menu categories, items, and some hero content. So we can go down. It's worth reviewing it, seeing for yourself what's going on. And then this is the opportunity where we can change things if we don't like it, okay? So create a new Sanity project with MCP, next Sanity, configure the client, set up and embed the studio. Yes, everything looks pretty good. And yeah, pretty happy with that. We can see the dependencies it's going to install, and it's created a couple of to-dos. Okay, so at this point, we're pretty good to go. We can go ahead and click on build, and then I'm going to have a little bit of a chat back and forth with the AI until we get to a good outcome. So I'll be back in just a sec. Now, I want you to pay attention to what I just did here. So running create project Sanity. See how I have it on run every time. So let's go ahead and do ask every time because I want to show you some good practices here. Okay, so firstly, just be careful with what you run. There are lots of cases where there are security and vulnerabilities. You want to make sure if it's your first time using, any form of AI coding experience, then in this case, you want to make sure you just verify what's going on. So you can either run them in sandbox. When you tend to install things, I don't run it in a sandbox. I just ask every time, or I would just allow all if I know what's going on. So you can actually create a nice little allow all list. But in this case, we'll let that do its thing. I'm going to go ahead and set it back to run every time, but just know that you should be careful with that setting. Right, we'll be back. Now, a quick little moment to check in. Here you can actually see where, if I go back to the early part of the project, where it created the project, this is an MCP tool that it used. And rather than me go to the website, create a new project on Sanity, it was able to do it all by itself and get the tokens. So in this case, it got the project ID, it gave the restaurant a nice name. So in this case, Haute Cuisine Restaurant, and we have the API token down here as well. So we're able to get all the API tokens, everything else, as well as adding it to cause origin. So this is stuff that we typically would do manually by going onto sanity.com and all those sort of steps, right? And then you can see if we scroll down, it was able to add that to our environment file and proceed forward. So it's pretty powerful. So everything's being built pretty good. And while that's happening, I want to show you, if you head over to LinkedIn, you can actually see on Sanity's profile, they just dropped a really nice post about what the MCP servers are capable of. So they've got a really nice example about it, like for in this case, a feature-rich pizza recipe app where it has advanced taxonomy, recommendation, hundreds of different landing pages and so forth. And it was able to build all of this by just using the MCP server and by chatting with an agent. Now, here's the issue when you're dealing with something like Cursor or Claude Code. Obviously, you can give it context beforehand. So with Claude Code, I recommend you set a claude.md file. With Cursor, there's lots of ways. You can have Sanity's rules appended to the project, which helps a ton. But in this case, you can see for yourself that it did something which they shouldn't have done. It thought that there was an incorrect import. And as a result, it created this really dodgy function, which it should not have done. So we're going to go ahead and correct that. But just a word of warning, if you are vibe coding up a project or using AI to help you complete something faster, don't always trust the outcome. 100% of the time, I'm always reviewing the code that it spits out. And around 60 to 70% of the time, I'm either tweaking it, changing it, or completely getting rid of it. So just know that it does speed up my development flow, but don't trust it all the time. Another little tip that I've come to know fairly recently was that if you are using Claude Code with the plan feature, what I've found is it tends to switch model under the hood. So I like to use Claude Opus 4.5, but what I've found is if you go into plan mode on Claude Code, it actually switches to high. And the reason why is because it spins off loads of different agents to go ahead and, maybe read different files and get the summaries of each file. But just know that it's doing that under the hood, right? So that can cause a bit of issues because you may not get the full context that the LLM needs and the output then is affected. So me personally, when I'm using Cursor, I make sure 100% of the time I'm on the exact model that I want. I'm not on the auto mode. I do pay for it. I'm on the ultra plan and I go ahead and make sure even in the plan mode, I stay on that correct mode. Experimenting is going to help you out a ton here. But it's worth mentioning that I did find that that was affecting a lot of things inside of Claude Code, which it wasn't doing inside of Cursor. Okay, so it looks like our agent has finished its work. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what it produced. So here we have the website. And as you can see, of course, it's going to be different each time we're going to vibe code an app from scratch. But this looks pretty clean, right? So we have Mason elegance, where culinary artistry meets timeless elegance. It always amazes me how they come up with these little stories. But you can go ahead and scroll down, and they've even got some sample images they've added. We can view the full menu. They've got a whole story. Let's see if it's mobile responsive. So that looks pretty good already, right? We have a little bit of a bug here with the scroll. I guess I can see scroll there, but we can go ahead and even fix that afterwards. But let's go check out the menu, right? So this is most likely where it took the most advantage of it. We have the full menu here, which is pretty awesome. And we can go ahead and filter. So this already is pretty good. Don't get me wrong. There's some little design things I would change where you can go ahead and just change a few things. But more importantly, did it go ahead and set Sanity up correctly? So I want to go over to localhost 3000/studio, and you can see it's prompted us with a login, so it's a good start. Let's log into the account that we set things up with. This will be the account that you actually configured the MCP server with. And as you can see, it's set everything up on the back end, right? So this is pretty awesome so far. We go into site settings, and now we can see from site settings. So from the site settings, we can see we can modify a bunch of things: Mason elegance, reservations, the headlines, the sub headlines, as well as things like the background image. So a few of these things, I guess they didn't add in. We can go ahead and add those in, or we can ask the AI to do so. So at the homepage, let's go ahead and say we want to change this headline over here, right? So we scroll down and we can see where culinary artistry meets timeless elegance. Let's just say, for example, we said where the best culinary artistry meets timeless elegance, and we publish, right? Now, wait for that to publish. I'm not changing anything on the front, but you see, look, boom, where the best culinary artistry meets timeless elegance. So amazing stuff. We're getting all the benefits of Sanity without having to do any of the setup. It was super quick to go ahead and get working. And we can already go ahead and update things like images, all from a simple prompt because it had the MCP server. So it could understand how to use Sanity. And it's worth mentioning, as well as all the functions that Sanity has, but it's worth mentioning, if we go over to the actual agent toolkit, which is what we were using, behind the scenes, this is what was actually getting installed. And there's also, for example, cursor, one-click installs. But what you can see is what that's doing is it's actually adding a bunch of MDC files into the project. So heading down, you can see, there's a bunch of AI tools where it can go ahead and run those on your behalf, as well as some stuff like this. So this is where the AI is getting smarter around how to use Sanity. So if we go into the core fundamentals, for example, you can see how does Sanity write, the syntax, the schemas, all that stuff. What's the framework look like? And, what should we be abiding by? App router, define live. This is all part of Next.js, as well as the best practices. So, there's lots of opinionated ways of doing things. This is also allowing it to understand what is the actual best way that is, or the preferred way that we should handle something. So just like that, it was able to go ahead and reap the benefits of Sanity while being super simple to go ahead and set up. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not perfect. Okay, so if we were to go into Cursor now and let's go ahead and check out my editor, I want to go ahead and see. So for example, if I would first scan everything that it did, right, and I would see here that there's a few things. These are all like small fixes, like biome typically tends to be pretty strict on how it does things. So most of these are actually looking like biome errors. But if we were to go ahead and do a full review, the way that I typically do it is I would make sure I had a clean branch before I started. And then every time I do typically vibe code something up, I won't start from the absolute basic. I would have made sure I'd committed before, but then I would go ahead and review each individual thing that it was done, right? So I'll check out the diff. You can do it this way, or in the agents tab, I like to go ahead and do the following way. So we've done a bunch of changes, for example, and then there will be a review button. And this review button is kind of cool because what you can do here is you can go ahead and if you do Command I to hide everything, now I can go through and I can just read really easily, right? So I can actually go ahead and, for example, spot anything that I might not like or any issues. So you can review it this way, or you can review it in the editor by using a simple git check. Like so, right? And then once you're done, commit, move on. So there you have it, guys. We were able to build a really nice looking website, have a full CMS backend. And of course, if you want to give today's demo a try, just head over to sanity.io/Sunny and you can use coupon code Sunny if you're going for the regular page. But the point is you get double the extended free trial. And bear in mind, everything on the free plan allows you to do what we did today. So you can basically go to even production levels on free plans, which is pretty awesome over at Sanity. All we do, if you use coupon code Sunny, you go ahead and get double the pro trial. So rather than 30 days, you'll get 60 days. So give it a try. The link is on the screen right now or in the description down below. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And I just want to address, for those devs out there wondering if this is the end of software development, it's absolutely not. I personally use Sanity MCP to help me set up, debug, and create faster than ever. I don't have to worry about the little setup steps anymore. Or if I'm debugging something, I can just ask an LLM to go and check the database rather than me having to do it all. It just means I spend far less time on the boring parts to set up and all that. And I can focus on building the actual app and focusing on what users actually want. And to be honest, that's why we work with a lot of companies like Sanity, Clerk, Convex, and so on, because they just get it. The reality is simple. If you're a beginner dev, then yes, these LLMs are going to take over for more simple builds like this. But when the logic starts to get a bit more intense, the apps get bigger, you're talking about architecture, what's good and bad practices, what scales well versus what doesn't, security inside of your app and all of those things. That is where AI is full of holes. It's just not at the point where we can let it run on autopilot yet. And just remember, most of the examples that you see online, whether it be Claude Code, Cursor, Lovable, V0, any of those things, they tend to build simple beginner projects. It could be a landing page, not much depth to it. They don't have complex logic, user flows, edge cases, scaling issues, all of these things to consider. So don't give up hope. Just don't be fooled. All you need to do is start educating yourself on how you can code better. And rather than spending a huge amount of time on the things that you would have done before, for example, the lower end bits of code, now I'd recommend that you focus more on the high level side of things. What does good code look like? What does bad code look like? What are the implications if I built something in one way versus another? And then of course, put it to practice. Get good at coding by yourself, plus using AI tools. And before you know it, you've got a pretty crazy situation right now, which we've never seen before in the coding space, an AI coding assistant that can be on all the time next to you, making you code way faster than ever. That's where I am right now. And if you want to know exactly how to do just that, subscribe, like, and drop a comment on exactly what you want me to teach you next in the comments below, and I'll be sure to drop a video on it. As always, guys, it's your boy Sunny. Check out the Sanity MCP, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.